Okay, I'm assuming there won't be a trade in the next 2 minutes. At least they waited until the day I'm off work. Oh, I can get that Bjork off there now, can't I? No, no sleep doesn't matter. Okay, Pekka Rinne, an 8th round draft pick, 258th overall in 2004. Not a whole lot said about him. Um, and when I looked at his career early on, I thought, to me, he kind of felt like a Thomas Vokoun. Vokoun was the guy who was kind of drafted later, came along, wasn't really thought of to be a whole lot, and then bam, he was actually a pretty good goaltender. So Rinne makes 2 appearances in 05-06. He gets a win over the Blackhawks in his first ever NHL game, and not a lot of fanfare with that. 07-08, he only plays one game. In between this, he's having a very solid start to his career in the American Hockey League. And this is another example of how goaltenders with time in the American Hockey League, properly seasoned, can become very, very good. I also want to add, this is a total that's up to February 24th, because right now, as I'm recording this, the Nashville Predators are ahead 4-0. Rinne's in there, so this is going to become 3-0-1 by the end of the day, but I don't have all the numbers for it. At any rate, the 08-09 season, he's 29-15-4, 917 save percentage, 2.38 goals against. The interesting thing with Rinne is that he's been a good goaltender. You look at the save percentages: 917, 911, 930, 923, 910, 902, 923, 908, 918, 927. Overall, his career is 918. Now, he's had his detractors. They've been a lot quieter lately. But this season here, this one here, get pointed to 3 years out of 4. When I did a video, I think it was almost 2 years ago now, where I did a video where I had Pekka Rinne as one of the top, I think I had him in the top 10 starters. No. I had people coming in saying, no, he's not a good starter. He just isn't, because look at his save percentage. Well, Nashville's defense has got better. Nashville's defense is insanely good. And right now, he's at a 927 for the year. 31 wins already. His career high is 41. Or no, his career high is 43 here. We played 73 games that year. He's not going to play anywhere near that amount of games this year. I think the interesting and fun thing about this season for him is that he's going to be able to get more rest than usual. And last year, with a 918 save percentage, 2.42 goals against, 31 wins, 19 losses, 9 overtime losses in last year's regular season, when they came in as a number 2 wild card, even though he played 61 games, which is a lot, he still went on a pretty good run to the finals. Now, of course, people savaged him when Pittsburgh took him apart every time he played in Pittsburgh. But the reality is, he's a very solid goaltender. 300 wins. He's played 552 games. How much longer does he play? Could be a question. Maybe 4 years. How many wins does he get before he retires? I would say probably 450 is right around the ballpark where he'll probably end up. And then the question becomes, so would Rinne then be like a Hall of Fame goaltender? I don't think so. Based on his current body of work, he's been good. He's had some good seasons. This 927 he's fashioned coming into today's game, which is going to go up, because right now St. Louis hasn't got a goal because they're the Blues. The 923 is decent. He's got 2 of those. He's got a 930 here. But, again, there's 911 here. Those are all below average. 911, 910, 902, 908. 918 is right about average. So, he's been a good goaltender for a team that now people are going to look at and they're going to say, well, he puts up good numbers because he plays for Nashville, and Nashville's a powerhouse. But Nashville hasn't been a powerhouse the entire time he's been there. Nashville has been a middle-of-the-road, decent enough to make the playoffs, not decent enough to do anything. I remember it's 2 springs ago now that I picked the Ducks to lose to Nashville in the first round. And I remember Doug MacLean, and that's in this season. Okay, so 15-16 when he had the 908 save percentage. Doug MacLean saying, I don't know why anybody's picking Nashville to upset Anaheim, because Nashville's never done anything in the playoffs. And he was right. But there's been something different with Nashville since 15-16, and there's been something different with Pekka Rinne as well. His stats went up last season. Still, I think average was .915 for save percentage. He was at .918, so he's above average. And this season, he's played fantastic. He really has. Yes, he has the best defense in the league in front of him. But the team overall has got better, and you don't penalize a goaltender for playing on a good defensive team. We've been over the Marty Brodeur argument. Pekka Rinne, the best 8th-round draft pick goaltender I can think of, and that's only because I'm pretty sure that Henrik Lundqvist was not an 8th-round draft pick. I'm thinking 9th or 7th. Might have been 9th. Nashville's got themselves a guy who's likely going to be the starter. I'm going to say for another 2 years. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, born November 3rd, 1982. So right now he's sitting at the magical 35. There are goaltenders who at age 35 are able to keep this up for another 2 or 3 years. I'll go ahead and say we're 2 years out, so 2020 will probably be the end of his time as a starter in Nashville. But UC Saros may very well be ready, or they may have somebody else there for a replacement for him at that point. That too is ugly. I'm not leaving that up there. Yeah, so in my eyes, I think he can probably hit for, well, 35, 450 might be a little bit generous. Because if he hits, say, 40 wins this year, if they get, because he's going to have 32 by the end of today. It'd be 3-0. Yeah, I'll stick with that. I'll say he plays till he's 39 or 40. And in 5 years, well, that'd be an average of 30 per season, Shannon. He's still in my eyes, even with 450, he'd be borderline Hall of Fame. If he ends up with 400, he probably doesn't make it. But his number will be retired by the Predators, and he's the best goaltender they've ever had, and it's by a fair margin. And he's been a starter pretty much the whole way along. So anyways, yeah, he's been with one team. There hasn't been trades. He's a guy who's been maligned as not being good enough as recently as last year. Going into the playoffs, I kept hearing, well, Pekka Rinne isn't going to take him far in the playoffs. He's just not that good. And then he was fantastic the first round, the second round. And then it kind of declined for him as the playoffs went along. But he still put up some very good numbers. And he's a very solid goaltender. So congratulations on 300 wins. Welcome to the club. Kari Lehtinen and Cam Ward joined the club earlier this year. I'm sure they'll welcome you with a beer. Non-alcoholic, though, because you're playing today. And, yeah. So, anyways, you guys can leave your thoughts in the comment section below. In my opinion, he is a goaltender who's finally getting his due. He's finally being recognized as being a solid goaltender. And at the same time, there will be people who point out that he's getting wins right now on a very good Nashville team. And put him with another team and see what happens. It's an argument I could make for almost any goaltender with fantastic win totals throughout their career. Put them with a bad team and see what happens. Yeah. Anyways. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.